Is my homemade steak dinner better than the fanciest restaurant in LA? Do we have a microphone that can rappel down from the ceiling? Wait, hold on, I can just... Because I'm gonna do a full Michael Buffer. Can we add like a special effects and okay. In the red corner, weighing in at a whopping 22 ounces and tallying $135, the T-bone steak from Alexander's Steakhouse. And in the blue corner, the challenger, the underdog, the Denny's Destroyer itself, weighing in at 14, whoa, I hit puberty, weighing in at 14 ounces and tallying $20.99, the Denny's T-bone. And yet to be seen, in the middle, you're tired of this bit and my throat is about to bleed. We have a steak dinner that I am going to be making to see how it stacks up against the most expensive T-bone steak we could find in LA versus the cheapest T-bone steak we could find in LA. RIP the Sizzler, Denny's seems to be it. We're going to have a judge blind taste test all three to see if they can tell which one was homemade and tell which one was actually better, to see if this is worth the money and if this is a good budget option. I need to try these first though, because the Denny's, now my father was a drinker. No, he actually wasn't. My dad was a big Denny's steak guy though. We'd like go to IHOP and I'd be eating a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity and my dad would get the, $9 steak on the menu. Thanks to inflation though, the cheapest T-bone we could find, and I think T-bones have gone out of style a little bit, was from Denny's for $20.99. It was cheaper than the Sizzler. It was cheaper than the Outback. Not a lot of visible seasoning or sear on this, but again, they're known for pancakes. This was salted for a long time before it was cooked. You can tell because it has that kind of corned beefy chew to it. It doesn't satisfy like a steak. We got greens and mashed potatoes with both. You can tell the potatoes on these dishes are so different. These are wet, man, I'll tell you what. That's so good. There is roughly 20% potato by weight in that. The rest is some sort of like dairy and what I can only describe as amorphous goo. Broccoli, somehow both under and overcooked at the same time, that's all right. Definitely frozen, and I think they just let it come up to temp when they delivered it, but that's okay. Oh, also, on the Denny steak, there's no filet whatsoever. T-bone is supposed to be New York plus filet, very similar to a porterhouse, but a porterhouse comes from a slightly different region, and it has more filet. There's actually legal protections on it. There is not enough to get a single bite of filet on the Denny steak. That's totally fine. You are at Denny's. Bunch of theater kids. You were all theater kids. You guys go to Denny's after shows? Everybody nodded so fast. Theater kids of the world, tell me your Denny's order, because you're single-handedly keeping Denny's alive. This probably cooked to more of a medium. We did sous vide this to keep the temp, but like, excellent. Potatoes, they're not as like fancy and like French pomme puree-y. Well done. This is a really well done steak. $135 though is very steep. We can definitely do it for cheaper. I think we can take it with some chefy tricks. Let's get to it. T-bone steak, mashed potatoes, Americana, freedom from want, Norman Rockwell-ass meal we're cooking right here. Okay, mashed potato theory, real quick. There's a lot of different ways you could go. From like the ultra French pomme puree that's 80% butter and you're using the right potatoes, non-extracted starch, yada yada, to I associated with Rachel Ray, who would leave the skin on the potatoes and then they would just be like half lumpy looking like potato salad. You put them on the plate and be like, I like them nice and rustic. And it's like, nah, you only had 30 minutes on the clock. You painted yourself into a corner and you couldn't get those smoother, but that's okay, Rachel Ray, we love you. You were my surrogate mother. So I'm gonna go somewhere in between those. This is, to me, my favorite mashed potato method. It's a little bit fancy. I've seen Gordon Ramsay do it this way. So we're going to take some heavy cream that's on the stove right now. I'm gonna take 2 things of garlic. We're gonna palm heel strike it. Right, there we go. Oh, I feel like it's been a while since I've done that, but the technique's still there. You don't even have to take the garlic skin off because we're gonna strain that out. Okay, bend that rosemary in half. So we're infusing that with the garlic and herbs right there. Steak, I'll get to you later. Don't you go anywhere. I'm just kidding, it's dead. Oh, sorry. These are Yukon Golds. We've boiled them whole. If you cut them into little squares and then you boil them, it will be a lot quicker. That'll only take about 10 minutes. Boiling whole, God, it takes like 30 to 40. But the problem is then you're getting waterlogged potatoes. Even if you dry them out, it still kind of gets a little bit mealy for me. So if you boil them whole, you're steaming them from the inside. You can also bake them. Hell, you can microwave them if you want. I'm gonna break them up with a little bit of butter. We're not measuring here. Everyone likes their mashed potatoes differently. but I wanna get a little bit of this butter melted. This is just gonna make the potatoes move a little bit better, because then we're gonna pass them through this fine mesh strainer, or tamis in French. Ah, God, it's right on the shoe. I'll eat that potato later. Don't you guys matter. Now, we got this, what do they call it? It's like a pastry card or something? Bench scraper, pastry scraper. If you just get like 17 index cards and tape them together, you can make one at home. We're gonna take this, we're gonna very casually scrape the potatoes through. Fast forward through this, but Photoshop it so my muscles look bigger when I'm doing it. Try to flex the whole time. Ow, anybody else have tendonitis here? Taylor, you got tendonitis. I can hear your tendonitis. Good enough for me. Okay, and now, look, there's no potato under there, but look at the underside. What's happening? Is that cream boiling? I hear the cream. Do you ever cook with headphones on and then you realize how much of your hearing you actually use while cooking, but you don't because Blind by Corn is just going on and your pan's over sizzling, but you just hear and then you don't actually get those audio cues. Strain in a little cream, don't over cream. Last time I made mashed potatoes on camera, I messed them up so bad because I just dumped a bunch of cream because I was too busy being funny. Put a fair amount of that. I like a good liquidy mashed potato. That was a lot of milk that I put in there, eh? Oh, that sucks so bad. How to cook a steak. Microwave? I don't know what we should do. No, we did a steak Myth Munchers episode and we found out that sous vide is the best way to do it, but not everybody has a sous vide machine or an immersion circulator. There's like a weird population of people, they get really mad when I say sous vide machine instead of immersion circulator. 4 of you, congrats, I've done it. But you guys ever see that movie with Josh Hartnett where he was in the Coast Guard and he was in a helicopter and he jumped out and saved people? I hope it's Josh Hartnett coming to save us. A lot of the classic wisdom would say to sear the steak off in oil and then cook it in the oven until it comes to temp, but I prefer cooking it in the oven until it comes to temp and then hitting it with a final sear. To me, you get just some more, more time. Time is a big part of cooking. It's not all internal temp. To me, when you reverse sear it, like you're letting those proteins break down longer over time. That's probably ascientific, but like, I don't know, man. Reverse searing, change the way I cook. I put a steak in when I get home from work. I'll like take a shower, get distracted, watch some Sports Center, come back, steak's perfect, ready to sear. Small fillet on this guy, small fillet on this guy. This is from a local butcher called Marconda Meats, old school LA butcher shop. We didn't go for any grass-fed, grass-finished, dry-aged, none of that. This just called a steak. This is about $29.99 a pound. Beef is incredibly expensive to raise and it's expensive to buy. That's why when you're cooking it as a nice treat, you don't want to mess it up. So we're gonna pop this bad boy in the oven, 200 degrees. Should take maybe 40, 45 minutes, but the main thing is you want to temperature check it. We're gonna pull it when it reaches 120. We're gonna sear it off, try and get it to about 130 to 135. Our steak is steakening in the oven. We have some butter melting in onions. Onions cooking in butter. It's like there's an old Buddhist koan. Old pond, frog jumps in, sound of water. And the interesting part, bear with me, the interesting part about that is that it's the pond is the protagonist because the pond is older, it's eternal, it's been there forever. So it's not the frog that we're concerned about, even though we started the story, but it's the sound of water, not the sound of frog. That's why I said the butter is melting into the onions, you see. What the hell is wrong with me? We're gonna make some cream spinach here. So we got onions and garlic, they're sauteing, and a lot of butter. We don't wanna get any browning on this because we wanna maintain a lot of that delicious cream color. And now we have, if you look closely, Taylor, I invite you. Look closely at this spinach. This actually started off as 65 pounds of fresh spinach. And we cooked it down to fit neatly into this bowl. Anybody who has cooked fresh spinach knows how small it gets. Like, science cannot comprehend how little spinach there actually is in spinach. That's why if you're making something like cream spinach, get the frozen bags of spinach. They have already been cooked for you and then they're flash frozen. All the nutrients are still maintained. It's actually cheaper too. And so we're using frozen spinach right here. But the key is you gotta get all of the moisture out and then you'll see how small. We're using cheesecloth. You can also just use a paper towel. 65 pounds. This is like the David Blaine spinach, all just condensed into this little spinach turd that we're gonna just kind of plop in there. And then we're gonna go in, some cream. The cream has created a nice little milk skin. You can go ahead and eat that as a snack. That's nice. Cream's going to reduce. Cream reduces a lot when you cook with it. And then we're also gonna supplement it just to get some of that thickness because we are down with the thickness. Ooh, wah! Dang it. I can't ever hit it, dude. Holy shoot, dude, I forgot we had a steak. Oh my God. Oh my God, and you know what else I forgot about? The Mythical Kitchen, what are these called? Muffin handlers. You can buy the new bundle of the Mythical Kitchen muffin handlers, also great for handling steak, along with the Mythical Kitchen apron over at mythical.com. We got a new special bundle price. Just search muffin handlers. Go on private and search muffin handlers, see what comes up. I'm curious. Buy the Mythical Kitchen oven mitts. They're great. We're gonna take the steak out, boom. It's at such a low temperature that you're not really gonna overcook it. We've temped it, we are at about 125 degrees and we are going to sear that off. Denny's got the frozen blanched broccoli. For me though, like the best green side at any steakhouse is creamed spinach. Here's my theory, the steak, chewy. You don't wanna chew anything else. I want all of my sides with the steak to just slide down my throat hole, to let peristalsis take hold as soon as it hits the tongue. If you put cream spinach on your tongue and don't move, your body will naturally, like a snake, just go and choke it down. That's what I want. My jaw's already tired from chewing the steak. I'm gonna add a little bit of extra salt on top. We already salted it, but we undershot it a little bit and some of that was absorbed, so I still wanna help get that crust with the salt. Little baby filet, man, that is one bite of filet. It's gonna get real smoky in here. Do we have a plan or are you all gonna complain? We have a plan to complain? Complain? All right, great. I'll put a comment box. You gonna performatively cough? You gonna do that thing again? Yeah, okay, well, tearing it off. There they go. You know what all that smoke is? Income, health insurance, 401k matching. You're welcome. Not yet. Annalise made a grave mistake, and I'm gonna use her as an example. Never add your Parmesan too early. Here's the thing, Parmesan does not melt properly because it's so well aged. There's so many crystalline structures, so I always add my Parmesan right at the end. But Annalise, thank you for providing a learning moment. Now, yeah, look at that crust. That's not burnt. Now we're gonna take this fat cap here, and you wanna sear that fat cap off. Cool. Now that's searing, it's gonna go really quick. This is gonna get even smokier. We're gonna drop the butter in there. Need room to palm heel strike. Little running side swipe, palm heel strike in that garlic. We did test this side by side with a non-basted steak, and it turns out the basting really does help. There you go, rosemary is good. It tastes like church. You know what I mean? Get out of the pool. This is why I use my hands for everything. Nailed it. Sizzling, seared, Maillard, perfectly medium rare, spinach, creamed. Whoever looked at the spinach said, I can cream that, I salute you. Here's the key, you gotta put the steak on the plate first. That way, hold on. No, I'm trying to, this one, no, that doesn't make any sense. But then this way, where do the sides go? You all see what I'm talking about, right? That's fine, steak's going there. We adjust, we adapt. This, I'm just gonna, if I had a mythical muffin grabber, get these potatoes are my ideal consistency. Again, nothing wrong with a rustic mash. Smooth those out, get a little potato nipple going on there. We're gonna take some butter, pop that on. That's gonna melt with the latent heat of the potatoes. Chives are gonna melt. Have you guys been to the Rate My Chives Reddit page? You know what I'm talking about? Colby has. Did you cut these chives? Dude, 10 out of 10. These are so fine. These are nuts. Could be a little drier. Do you dry them out in paper towels? No, you son of a. And bang bang flavoring that spinach right there. Perfect. This to me is the ideal creamed spinach. If we don't win, listen, I'm very proud of the dish that we made. This is my ideal creamed spinach consistency. It's not too soupy, but like, boy, you can tell how much dairy has been absorbed in that. There you have it. Listen, this is my ideal steak dinner. We got the T-bone steak. We got the super buttery mashed potatoes, a little bit of chives and butter on top. Then we got the creamed spinach with Parmesan cheese. Listen, if I don't win today, that's fine, because I'm proud of the dish that I put out there. But God, do I want to take Denny's down a notch. Good news, Stuart from Spork.com. Welcome to the Mythical Kitchen.
Hi.
Do you think you can do the David Draymond ooh wah ah 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 voice affectation from the Disturbed song Down with the Sickness?
Yes, absolutely. I was born and raised in Florida.
Okay, you'll try. In 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, wah!
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Before you, I love how you being from Florida was, yeah, home of Limp Bizkit. Jacksonville, baby. Biggest city in America. We have 3 steak dinners in front of you. One is the cheapest we can find in Los Angeles. One is the most expensive. One is a homemade. These are all T-bone steaks, attempted to cook to medium rare, served with a mashed potato and then some form of green. Are you ready to eat your first bite?
Yes!
All
I can
right.
still hear the sound of myself making that noise in my own head, and it's
The throat bleeds.
It's
All right.
horrible.
You don't know which one is coming. So these are T-bone steaks.
Okay.
Do you want a bite of the fillet or the New York first?
Surprise me.
All right, coming in. This is fillet.
Okay.
On 3, 1. Just eat it. I don't know. I messed up the count.
Oh, big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
It's gonna take a minute.
Go for it. We can pause.
Okay, I did it.
Okay.
There was like a piece of like a, what do you call it?
Crystal.
Something like that.
Yeah. Would you like to try these sides from this same steak plate?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. We're going in. These are called potatoes.
Okay.
Almost did I get potatoes in your blouse?
Those are good mashed potatoes. They taste genuine.
like
Genuine.
pony? There she goes. There she goes. I tried to do the full Channing Tatum. I can't do it. Okay, here, and this is the green side. These are called Brussels sprouts.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Right here, I'm gonna mash it back. You got it.
Delicious.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Do you have any inclination if that's cheap, fancy, expensive, homemade?
I think it's homemade. That's my guess, but.
Homemade. All right, you ready for steak number 2? Mm-hmm. All right, we're going in with the fillet. It's a slightly more manageable bite for you. You can
Swallowing
pause.
my sprout. Yeah, I think that the mashed potatoes were very good. The Brussels sprouts had a lot of oils and they were like a little bit spicy. Does that sound cool?
That does sound cool. And you think that I'm an oily, spicy guy. Sorry, you moved. To be clear, the steak stayed stationary.
I know.
Safely away from her face.
Okay.
She wildly gesticulated.
I did.
This is the fillet. Mm-hmm. I can provide you with some of, you eat like a duck.
It was easier to chew.
I'm eating steak alongside you just because I'm hungry and I thought I was gonna pass out.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay,
You
what
wanna
do
try
we
the-
have sides?
you wanna try-
with?
Yeah, hold on. These are called potatoes.
How are they prepared?
Mashy. They're all mashed.
Oh, they're all mashed.
It's dripping. You gotta go quick. Sorry.
Okay, they taste, yeah. It's like a herb butter situation, I'm guessing.
Now we have a creamed spinach.
Okay. Salty.
Salty good or salty bad?
Somewhere in between. Those are really, that's a rich situation, right? Wow, did you taste those?
Yeah, I sure did.
Very rich. Okay.
I like that you don't have to chew either.
Slide right down your gullet.
Sure do. Peristalsis. Okay, last thing, we're going in with the fillet.
That one doesn't taste like as much. Okay. And this one's more cooked.
To give you an indication of quality.
Maybe.
You gotta eat the sides first. Here, this is also mashed potato.
Okay. You like kind of went.
Well, yeah, because it was kind of dripping through the forks. I'm trying my best, Gwen. And this
Oh, I don't think that I like those mashed potatoes,
is, you're gonna love
unfortunately.
the broccoli. If you just spit it out, I'm spotting you.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I guess I don't like this one all that much. I didn't like those potatoes at all. Why are they so loose?
You can't see them. They look almost weirder than they taste too. Okay, so which one do you think that is?
I think that's going to be the cheapest one.
So now you're between plate 1 and plate 2 on which one was fancy and which one was homemade. Which do you like better between steak 1 and 2?
All in all, I think I liked number 1 better.
And where do you think number 1 was from?
I think that you made it.
Go ahead, take off your blindfold. You are wrong. This is from Alexander's Steakhouse
Oh,
in
really?
Pasadena. And this was my homemade. I loaded the potatoes
Okay.
with a lot of butter. That's probably why you got more potato flavor from this, because this was real buttery. We kind of went overboard on the butter.
They're
Not gonna
really, really, really buttery, but it was still delicious. And the cream spinach, what did you put in it?
Salt.
I mean,
No, the cream spinach, nutmeg, Parmesan, cream cheese, heavy cream, onions, garlic, like pretty classic. But
cream cheese. I mean, they are like, you could spread that on a bagel.
and then the cheap steak, this was $20.99, the T-bone steak from Denny's. And look at the potatoes. I thought they were like a cream of wheat.
Why'd they do that?
I don't know.
I think they made a mistake when they were reconstituting those. That looks even sadder than it tasted.
I know. Listen, Denny's, you go to Denny's for the pancakes, but I do still
Moon's
feel like
over my hammy.
Moon's over my hammy, but I still have to say, what's up? What's up? What the is up, Denny's? Circle pit. Ooh, wah! There she goes. There she goes. No, you want to be more here. Wider base, Gwyneth, and then you got to throw a spin kick. This was $135. This cost us $41
Nice.
to make. Do you think the price of going out to a fancy steakhouse is worth it?
No, on second thought, I prefer this completely. Look how much mashed potatoes.
It's a lot. It's a lot of potatoes.
Who do they think you are? This has to be for a family.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, okay. That makes
Like,
sense.
pretty good value. They're a great steakhouse. Alexander's in LA.
It's good, yeah.
Dave's out
I
there
really
trying.
like it.
But this is pretty damn good steak. I'm really proud of this plate of food. Gwyneth, thank you so much for stopping by. A Mythical Kitchen, a pleasure as always. I thought I was gonna pass out again.
Ooh, it's harder to do than I thought it would be.
It is David Draymond. Come on the show. Tell us how you do it.
Please do.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Tell us what your favorite Denny's menu item is and what hardcore bands you want to see play at Denny's.
Yes, please.
See y'all next time. Pick up our Mythical Kitchen apron and oven mitt bundle to save while you cook in style. Available now at mythical.com.